What's up, book friends? I'm Addie and this is Books and Tea Time, and in this video we are diving headfirst into the holiday season with reckless abandon. Today's video is going to be a holiday romance weekend reading vlog. We're gonna decorate for Christmas and so many holiday romances to consume because I don't know what happened to me. This time last year, I had read precisely one adult romance novel in my life. And now I have read more romances in the fall than I have fantasy, which is shocking. Although, to be fair, the fantasy that I have read is like thick, like Brandon Sanderson thick. So it's not like I'm not reading fantasy, but like I don't know what's happening to me. Romance is taking over my genre breakdowns and I'm just letting it happen. But I really wanted to try some holiday romances because I haven't really read any at all. Last year in late December, I read In the Holidays by Christina Lauren and it was fine. It was okay. I didn't love it. I have 3 holiday romances that we're gonna read and discuss and gush and have feelings about in this video, along with decorating and getting ready for gift giving, finishing holiday shopping, things like that. Because I have a long weekend. I have Monday off this week. We're just gonna get in touch with holiday cheer together. So let's talk quickly about the books that I'm gonna be reading. I'm actually halfway through one of them already. So let's start with that. I am reading Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey. This is my first book by Tessa Bailey. I know that she wrote a couple other really popular romance books, but this is my first one and I had just seen like buzz about it. I actually think it came out very recently. I think it's a 2021 release. I'm reading the ebook on Kobo and it definitely has holiday vibes. It's definitely steamy and it is a little heavier than I thought it was going to be. So it's not really an enemies to lovers, although I think that it's kind of described that way. It's like a grumpy sunshine kind of romance. So we followed 2 perspectives, which is absolutely amazing. I mentioned this in my last video, but I love and prefer dual POV romance stories where we get to see both sides of the romance, because I just feel like they're a lot better and you get to know the characters more and then I care more about them and I'm more invested. So I love the dual POV and this is a dual POV. So we're following Stella and Aiden. Aiden is our sunshiny, happy, Christmas loving guy and he was raised in Tennessee, so he's got like this southern charm, nice gentlemanly vibe about him. He's very sweet. He wears Christmas themed bow ties and he is like the general manager at a store in New York, and it's like a really high-end store, and he meets our other main character Stella outside of the store where they're both looking at the window, and she is very like grumpy, reserved, like mysterious personality, and she is basically roasting his window display, saying that it's terrible. And so by a strange turn of events, he offers her a job dressing window displays at his store. I will say it's not what I was expecting. Like, I don't think there's any mention of this in any of the synopses that I read like on Goodreads or that I heard about, like just people talking about this book and mentioning it, but it is kind of like a heavy-hitting book. Our main character Stella has recently been released on parole from prison. I won't tell you too much about it because it kind of takes a little while for you to learn more about it, but basically she is an ex-felon and she's learning how to get back out there, get back in life, and being thrown into this world that she is not at all familiar with. Her life has been on pause in this 4-year span where she was serving her time, and now she's getting back out and she's dealing with the anxiety of that and all the other things that are going on in her life relating to that, and also trying to start fresh and start new, and then this budding romance happens. I really like it so far. I'll tell you a little bit more about my thoughts later, but I'll just say that we're gonna finish that in this video. And then also these next 2, Chef's Kiss, I haven't even read them yet, and I know they're gonna be amazing because they are by my 2 favorite romance authors, and that is Talia Hibbert and Chloe Leese. So Talia Hibbert wrote the Brown Sisters trilogy. I read all 3 of them this year and they are incredible. I love them so much. I literally can't even choose my favorite. That's a lie. Dani's my favorite because I connect the most with her personally. The Brown Sisters trilogy is perfection. It's the best mixture. First of all, it's dual POV, which we love, but it's also the best mixture of like steaminess and sweet moments and like the really, really well written plot. And so we're going to be reading a holiday book by her called Wrapped in You or Wrapped Up in You. All I know is that it's a holiday romance and that it's written by Talia Hibbert, and that's all I needed to know. So I have the ebook for that one. We're going to be reading that and devouring it and enjoying the Talia Hibbert moment. And then on the other hand, we are also going to be reading The Mistletoe Motive by Chloe Leese, author of the Bergman Brothers series, which I am also obsessed with. It's so good. Full POV, steamy, sports romance, excellent writing. But The Mistletoe Motive is like a short novel slash long novella is how it's described, and it is a holiday enemies to lovers. I believe the main perspective is a demisexual character, if I'm not mistaken, and I have the audiobook for this, so we're gonna be listening to this audio today. We're gonna be starting it while we're decorating, and I can't wait. I know I'm gonna devour it in one sitting because I can't. Welcome to the video. I hope you like it, and don't forget to comment down below and let me know what you're reading to get in the holiday spirit, or if you are like anti-Christmas spirit, anti-holiday stuff. Just tell me what you're reading right now. Okay, it's a few hours later. It's now 5 o'clock, and so I'm done decorating for the day. I got the tree up, which was like my primary goal of the day, was to get the tree done, and some knickknacks and things set up. My mom and I are gonna go get maybe some new things like pillows, some garland, and other little decorative things, because some of our decorations are getting kind of old and broken and well loved, so we need some new fresh things to add around the house. But what I'm really here to tell you is that I finished the entire audiobook for The Mistletoe Motive while I was decorating, and it was so good. Like, I knew it was gonna be good. I knew that I was gonna love it because Chloe Leese is amazing, and she writes my kind of romance. Like, I didn't even know what my romance preferences were until I read books by Chloe Leese. Like, it's so good. It's a pretty decent sized novella. It's like 180 pages. It was perfection. It was absolute perfection. 5 out of 5 stars. Such a good book to get you in the holiday spirit. It's an enemies to lovers, like work romance kind of thing. If you like The Hating Game, you will absolutely love this book. There's some similar vibes where like there's a competition and like this competitive nature between two people. In The Hating Game, they work for a publishing house, and in The Mistletoe Motive, they work for a small independent bookstore, and they're both co-managers, and there's like this like enemies to lovers vibe, and the main guy is like a very grumpy Scrooge about the holidays, and the main girl is obsessed with the holidays. I will say, as usual, the representation is 5 out of 5 stars. Our main girl is demisexual, and she's on the autism spectrum, so we have neurodivergent characters again. Chloe Leese is a neurodivergent individual, so her books are own voices, stories of characters on the autism spectrum, and she does an excellent job with that. But in addition to that, our main guy character has diabetes, so we get to see, because we don't get his perspective, we don't really get as much of a deep dive into it, and we don't see as much of that. It's steamy as crap. Oh my god, this book will have you blushing. Do not listen to this book out loud. So just a quick plug, if you want a romance, a quick romance, a short romance, the ebook and the audio are both on Kobo. And if you want other romances to read that are really amazing, check out the Bergman Brothers books. The first book in that series is Only When It's Us. It's also an enemies to lovers, college, sports, romance, and it is one of the best romance books I've ever read. It's up there with Red, White, and Royal Blue, which is one of my other absolute favorites. 5 out of 5. Absolutely loved it. I already know that I'm going to be rereading it at some point. Maybe I'll get the ebook and reread it like on Christmas Eve, or like on Christmas Eve on the 23rd. That would be like the perfect thing, like to sit down, like when you have some downtime, all your presents are wrapped and it's snowy outside, maybe if it's like cold where you are and you're getting ready, and it's like that calm before the storm, before the actual holiday happens. Or if you don't celebrate Christmas, you know, anytime that you have a lull in December and you just have an afternoon or an evening to sit down and read a book, I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong with the mistletoe motive. It's so good. So yeah. Also, I did not realize this until I like changed my books in the Kobo app, but I'm 80% of the way done with window shopping. I did not realize I was that far in, but I'm really liking it, so I'll probably finish that tonight or tomorrow, and I'll update you guys on my final thoughts. But I will say that I do really like that so far. I like that the representation we see with each character individually trying to grow, like Stella's trying to forge this new path, Stella getting used to being out of prison and getting her life back on track, and coming to terms with being a new person, and if she's just like faking it till she makes it, if that's like the only thing she can do, or if she's actually changing and she's like fighting the inner demons of, oh, you're always going to be stuck this way. And I don't know, I just really like it. I also like and appreciate the subtle discussion of her privilege as a woman and as a white woman in terms of being convicted and going on parole and things like that. It's not very extensive discussion, but it is nice to have it in there in a romance, to have that acknowledgement of the way that white privilege and just privileges in general obviously affect that. Like, she says straight up, like, people who have been caught with the smallest amount of marijuana were in prison way longer than I was and didn't even get a chance at parole when I'm already out. Like, she calls attention to that, which I really like, and she's not into like the victim blaming, woe is me. She's very much trying to grow as a person, and that is super inspirational and great to see. Also, this book is so steamy too, like, it's there for sure. The steaminess, the like office romance vibes, oh, it's so good. So I do really like that. I will say the writing can be hella cheesy sometimes in window shopping. Like, there are some points where I really like the writing, and then there are just certain lines where I'm like, no human being ever has said that or would say that. Like, who thought that up? Because it pulls me out a little bit. So I will say that it's not my preferred writing style through and through, but it's not so bad that I cannot read it. Like, it's not bad, it's just not my vibe 100%. Like, there are times where I'm like, I'm in it, but then like they'll be in the middle of a really steamy scene and Aiden will say something so freaking weird, and not even just like weird like, oh, like it's his thing, but like just weird, like that like Southern Tennessee dude like sayings, like trying to like portray that in a way that is so out there that it does make sense. I don't even know if I'm making sense explaining this, but I will say that there are some cheesy, corny moments in this book, so be aware of that. Next up, we're going to be reading Wrapped in You. I have to figure out what the title of that book is, but it's Talia Hibbert's romance, and your girl is ready, okay? I'll just leave it at that. So decorating is done. Mistletoe motive is absolutely consumed. Just wanted to update you and let you know that it's going well, okay? It's going really well. Hi there, it is now Monday evening and I'm just coming on to give you some updates. I just wanted to come on really quick and update you guys and let you know first and foremost that I finished Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey and I liked it. I think it's a very solid middle of the road romance. I do really like the individual characters and their character growth and the depiction of the difficulty of trying to grow alongside someone else. And I really love the way that both Aiden and Stella, our main characters, give each other space and support and work together through that. I will say that I did knock it down a little bit because of the randomness of the corny and cheesy lines, and not just the fact that there are corny and cheesy lines, because like Aiden, our main character, is like a self-described cornball. Like we know that that's his personality, but when it's so starkly contrasted with like his intense and like dominant personality in the more steamy, smutty scenes, when like the cornballness sneaks in, it just throws you off. And I did not personally care for it. Let's just leave it at that. I don't know that it'll really stick with me, but like maybe I'll bump it up if I find myself still thinking about this and maybe wanting it to be a regular like Christmas reread. But right now I'm not seeing that. I'm not really getting that vibe. It's definitely better than In a Holidays, which is the one Christmas romance I read last year and I didn't really care for. So I think I'm settling on a 3.75 for this, but like a strong 3.75. Like potential for a 4 probably for other people, but me personally, I couldn't quite give it that 4-star. And it's a really good holiday romance if you're trying to get in the holiday spirit right now and you're feeling it. I like it. I also started Wrapped Up in You last night by Talia Hibbert and I love it so far. It's really cute. And it is a dual POV, which I love, as I mentioned. So we're following Abby and Will. And so Abby and Will have been really close friends for a very long time. So it's like a friends to lovers thing. So the two of them have been friends since they were really young. And then Will becomes a very popular, like, heartthrob actor in America. And he comes home for Christmas. And they are sort of trapped or stuck together by happenstance in this way off the grid house in Britain because they're going to visit Abby's grandma because their two families are very close. So Will and Abby get there really early, and Will, we find out, has been obsessed with and in love with Abby since they were teenagers, and he finally has decided and made this grand plan to woo her and get her to fall in love with him, or to try and get her to think of him in a romantic way after so many years of their friendship. And Abby is a very like, she's got like this hard exterior. She wears the dark eyeliner and she wears the dark clothing, and she's put on this like tough girl vibe about her as a barrier, and she very much enjoys that about herself. But she also has a soft, gushy middle, you know. She's got like a big gigantic heart hidden behind the more like, you know, rough walls outside, if you will. And she has recently been through a divorce, and so she's kind of getting her sea legs back in terms of like the dating game, and she has feelings for Will, but she's not really sure about them. And it is very, very short. It's definitely the shortest of the 3 that I'm reading. I'm already halfway done with it, and I am reading the ebook for it, so it's definitely quick, but I am really liking everything about it so far. I don't know where I'll land in terms of rating or anything. I'll update you when I'm finished. I'm hoping to finish it tomorrow. Today I did not get any reading done, so I'm probably gonna sit down and read right now before I hit the hay, although I don't know how long I'm gonna make it before I inevitably fall asleep. I had to take Milo to get a bath today, which he really, really dislikes. We only do it like once or twice a year, where we like take him to be like groomed by someone else, and then like in between that I'll bathe him like in our tub, which is obviously a disaster and why we don't do it very often. After that, I went and helped my grandma decorate her Christmas tree. She recently had back surgery, so she's having a hard time getting around, so I helped her decorate and get her tree up and move some stuff around. Then I came home and filmed a video. I filmed my like birthday haul / a birthday Q&A. It's kind of a half and half sort of a situation, and that should be live before this video. So if it is, I'll have it in the cards and linked in the description box so that you can check it out. Good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. Peace. Hello everybody. We're here to wrap up this video like 4 days after I was supposed to. I have been so bad about filming outro clips. Like, I have all of my footage, I put it in iMovie and I was ready to go, and I realized I didn't have an outro. So here's me, like 4 or 5 days after I last updated you, here to tell you that it's time for me to end this video. So I finished Wrapped Up in You by Talia Hibbert, and I really liked it. It was very solid, like 3-star romance, I think. 3.5. I liked it. It was a little shorter than my taste prefers. I struggle with novellas because I am a very much character-driven reader. I love plot and world building, but like I'm all about character work, character growth, and like relationships between characters, friendships, romantic relationships, whatever, what have you. And so because it was so short, it was definitely the shortest that I read. Because it was so short, I feel like I didn't have enough time to connect with each of the characters, with our 2 main characters specifically, and then like all the other characters are just very much like filler side characters. And that's not because Talia Hibbert can't write really good characters, because I know she can from the Brown Sisters trilogy. I think it's just, for me personally, it was a little too short. Also, there is literally exactly one steamy scene in this book. A lot of what's going on is like the miscommunication and the growing of the romance between the 2 friends, and them dealing with the things that are blocking them from pursuing this relationship together, and talking about their friendship and their history and what has been going on in their lives. It's a nice romance. It's quick. It's probably my least favorite of the 3 that I read, although I still really liked it. That's not to say that I didn't like it. It's a really sweet holiday vibe. Yeah, that's that. That's gonna be the end of this video. I'm about to head out and do some more holiday shopping, but I'll probably feature that in a next vlog. My next vlog, I am super, super excited about. My next vlog is going to be me reading a book that I never in the whole history of my reading career thought I would ever read. It's a book that I predict, it's like a 1-star prediction reading vlog basically, and me reading a book that I said vehemently in previous videos that I would never ever read. So if you can guess what it is in the comments, you get a gold star. But that's gonna be my next reading vlog, probably. That I'll post is me reading that mystery book, and we'll see how it goes. So make sure you're subscribed if that intrigues you at all, and while you're subscribing, don't forget to like and comment as well if that's your jam. And I hope that I see you guys in my next video. Thanks for stopping by. Love you all. Happy reading, happy writing, and happy living. Peace out.